Page 10, Alpine Melody. Here we're using both hands. Not at the same time, but nevertheless we're using both hands because we got notes in both staves here. And again, let's review everything. You need to know the names of all these symbols in the music and what they're for. So let's cover that briefly. The 5 lines across is called a staff. The clef sign at the beginning of each line, the treble clef is on the top staff and the bass clef is on the bottom staff. And now it doesn't have to be that way, but in this piece that's the way it is. The 4/4 time signature, that's your time signature, tells you how the counting goes. You got these vertical lines every so often. Those are called measure lines or bar lines. And the space in between them is called measures or bars, either one. And at the end of the second line, you have a thin and thick bar line. That's the end of the piece symbol. So we cover these. We just need to know what they are, what they're called, what they're for. Now, I don't agree with their picture again on the hand position because I don't want your wrist this way. You're not putting the hand in here. Leave the wrist straight. It is important, and I haven't taught much about technique. I don't teach much technique in these videos because I really need you in front of me for the technique. I need to actually see what you're doing, and I can't. So I don't do a lot in that. I do teach technique in the scale videos and so forth, but we're not ready for those yet. Just no. Right now, all you want to do is stay relaxed, as relaxed as you can without falling off the bench or whatever. And your wrist is a nice natural position. The finger curve is a natural, if you relax, your fingers naturally curve. That's it. You don't grab a ball or stretch them out or nothing. Just nice and relaxed. Here, simple as that. Just right here. It's not here, it's here. And we're sharing middle C now. We call this middle C position because middle C is in the middle of it, and the thumbs are sharing it. Well, we don't need 2 fingers on a key. So what happens is it's like a timeshare thing where it's one or the other is going to get it, depending on the music. If the C's in the upper staff, the right hand plays it. If the C's in the lower staff, the left hand plays it. That's all. And the other hand just gets the thumb out of the way. And the other fingers are on here. The only finger numbers you need in this piece are the finger numbers in the first measure to tell you where to put the hands. You don't need any of these other finger numbers. I'd prefer you cross them out. Don't read finger numbers, please. Read the notes. So let's go through my little system for learning a new piece of music. Look it over. It's 2 lines long. It's got treble and bass clef. 4/4 time signature. We've had all that before. You're counting to 4 and a quarter note gets a count. Okay, there are 4 beats in a measure. And we have half notes and quarter notes and a whole note. We've had all those before. Quarter note gets a count, half note gets 2 counts, and a whole note gets 4 counts. It's all math. Get a calculator if you need, it's okay. So typically what I would do when I'm using both hands like this is I'll do one hand at a time. I'll learn one hand and then I'll learn the other hand and then I'll go put them together and try and do it again, which is usually like starting over almost. But it just helps to break it down a little bit. In this piece, we're only playing one hand at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and take both hands together. It shortens the video up a little bit. So we're right here to start with 4th finger on G and thumb on C. We're here. And it's, again, just get the notes first. Don't worry about the rhythm. I got a G and a C and an E and an A, a D, an F, a B, a G, F, E, C, D, or that's G, it's G, C, E. So you go through and you drill yourself the names of the notes over and over and over and over until they start to come in. Then once I have that, I can put in the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You get the idea? So you go through and put in the rhythm. And this counting bit, this thing I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You're only doing that when you're first learning the piece to learn what the rhythm is. Once you know what the rhythm is and you can sort of feel it, you don't count it anymore. You just feel it. So people say, do I always have to keep counting this? No. You're only counting it until you get the rhythm. And once you have it, you don't have to count it. Now, sometimes in some pieces, it gets a little tricky and I lose the rhythm. What's going on? Well, then I got to go back and count that part again and figure it out all over again. But once I have it, I don't count it anymore. please don't copy me. You play it as you see fit, at whatever speed you see fit. You need to be able to play this without looking at the keyboard, with no hesitations. Make it yours. You get into it. Let's play it together very slowly to check the notes and the rhythms. Now, we're not performing it here. We're just checking notes and rhythms. That's it. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's play it together very slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. 2. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, off.